So, WWE tonight decided to switch things up a little bit. WWE announced at the top of the show that Rhea Ripley is not going to be able to make it to Money in the Bank. Had Bianca Belair come out and say it. And that they're going to have a fatal 5-way contest to determine who's going to be the number one contender for Bianca Belair's Raw Women's Championship. I got a question. Is Doudrop still on the roster? Is Nikki A.S.H. still on the roster? Big question. Or did they make the unemployment line? Are they on the unemployment line? I'm just curious. Because Alexa Bliss and Liv Morgan, they were already in the Money in the Bank ladder match. Not saying that, them being in the match did make it a little bit more unpredictable, because it did, to the degree of, hey, this is WWE, and they're going to do what they want, so they could very well just take one of them out of the Money in the Bank ladder matches and put them up against Bianca Belair just for the sake of making the match a bigger contest. They didn't go down that route. They put Carmella in Money in the Bank going up against Bianca Belair. Okay, but you could have very easily put Doudrop and Nikki A.S.H. in this match. Very easily. Carried on with your storyline going into Money in the Bank for the ladder matches. Very easily, wrestling fans. Very easily, WWE. Makes no sense to me. But Bianca Belair very easily is going to squash Carmella at Money in the Bank. Okay? And WWE already teasing the SummerSlam matchup between Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair, because Becky Lynch also made the statement that she has not gotten the one-on-one opportunity between Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch yet. Also, one more week to go before Money in the Bank. Wouldn't surprise me if WWE pulled something out of the hat and also made it so Becky Lynch could be on the card for Money in the Bank. Y'all let me know what you're thinking about that in the comments below. Riddle took on the 8-foot-tall, 500-pound Giant Gonzalez, Great Khali 2.0. Nice. Tonight. Oh, yeah. Would it have been better if Riddle advanced and they wouldn't have put Omos in the Money in the Bank ladder match? Yes, because Omos has flopped already in WWE. Bobby Lashley defeating him countless times in 2-on-1 at WrestleMania. Omos has reached his peak. So it would have been better, if you ask me, if Riddle would have won and advanced to the Money in the Bank ladder match. he still might. This is WWE we're talking about here. And quite frankly, I would love to see him in the Money in the Bank ladder match, especially now that Seth Rollins has pretty much kind of, they're teasing Seth Rollins and the Riddle rival for the summer. And it looks like we very well might see that for SummerSlam after Seth Rollins curb stomp Riddle after the matchup. And Riddle made it clear that he wants to nail Seth Rollins in the chest. So with that being said, I truly believe that Riddle is either going to make it to Money in the Bank still, or he's going to come out and cost Seth Rollins the Money in the Bank contract. One of those two things is going to happen, needless to say, because they're in Las Vegas and they're not going to leave Riddle off the card. They're not. Speaking of Money in the Bank, and speaking of everything else that happened that's worth talking about, Asuka defeated Becky Lynch tonight in the main event. I was a little shocked, and at the same time I wasn't, because I was shocked at the fact that I thought they would put Becky Lynch in Money in the Bank, because if she won, that would give Becky Lynch, well, here you go. Here's your one-on-one opportunity at the Raw Women's Championship. As we really want to see that? No, not really. I don't think any of us really want to see that. Again, I mean, Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair is something that we have seen numerous times in some form or fashion, whether it's triple threat, tag team, one-on-one. We've seen it and done. Time to move on. But they went with Asuka, and looks like they're saving Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair for Nashville. Wouldn't surprise me, though, if one of those final spots does go to Becky Lynch next week. Whatever they don't fill up this Friday on SmackDown. Because they'll probably do something with Money in the Bank with the women on Friday. And as far as everything else, not too much happened. Bobby Lashley squashed, really. I mean, he did squash. He defeated the Alpha Academy, and then the Alpha Academy squashed him, to oblivion. That did not stop Bobby Lashley from getting an opportunity at the United States Championship. We all knew that was coming. I'm just glad WWE found a way for him to earn it outside of the the pose off from last week. I was sure that they were going to find that was going to be the way that WWE was going to give Bobby Lashley the number one contender spot, was that pose off from last week. I was sure of it, but thankfully they did not. So Bobby Lashley won that gauntlet matchup, beat Alpha Academy, and beat Theory. Could have picked someone else. Honestly, could have picked somebody else on the roster, to make it a little bit more intriguing. Theory coming out made it pretty predictable that he would do that after Otis, the big tree trunk Otis, squashed him to oblivion. But needless to say, Bobby Lashley's going to Money in the Bank to get a U.S. title shot, and he will ultimately fail, because the returning John Cena is going to face Theory, because they are teasing that as well. They are teasing Theory versus John Cena. as we speak. Wrestling fans, Theory said that when he reaches his 20 years, that it's going to be the greatest 20 years, better than John Cena's. And then he mentioned John Cena's name tonight as well. And also, wrestling fans, speaking of John Cena, Mr. McMahon came out and also announced again that John Cena will return next week. A lot of people are pretty much going to just say that this is just Mr. McMahon doing what he did on Friday, making it known that he's not going anywhere, okay? And I kind of feel that way about that too. Mr. McMahon pretty much saying, hey, look, I'm still head of creative, and I am not headed anywhere. I'm still staying with WWE. We all know exactly what I am talking about, wrestling fans. I tell you what, that was pretty much Monday Night Raw tonight. Oh, and AJ Styles looks like he might be going with a rival with The Miz. Whoop-de-doo. But y'all let me know what you're thinking in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe. And until I see you again, this is Webby, and I'll catch you on the other side. Talk to you later.